My name is Erik Friedman, and I am the revival director for this production. Well, it's been a pretty wild adventure with this production. I actually got connected with it here at LA Opera as an assistant director in 2016. It's been 10 years now. I've been very fortunate to have the opportunity to direct the revival of this. This is my 7th time for 7 different companies. It's a really fascinating production for all kinds of different reasons. It requires a lot of precision from all of the performers, and it's a very unusual kind of assignment for the performers because this production is done with coordinating 800 different individual video cues, and every performer's track is tightly choreographed to all of those video cues. So when introducing the performers to this piece, it's about how you perform this particular opera in this particular unique kind of physical theater style. Also, many of the performers get harnessed onto the set, which involves being about 12 feet off the ground, being connected to a rotating door. So you're handling all of those things while still singing this Mozart score. So it's quite an interesting adventure and an interesting assignment for the performers. The production involves 800 different individual video cues, and each moment of each performer's track is coordinated very precisely to those video cues. So introducing them to the kind of physical language and physical world of this production, it's a pretty unique thing to take on this piece. I think it's a combination of different things. Magic Flute is really unique in that it's a kind of fairy tale. Mozart and his librettist, Manuel Schikaneder, wrote it very particularly to have as universal an appeal as possible. They really were interested in writing a piece that was for everyone, not just for some people. And I think that it's a combination of very earnest and very serious ideas that they're taking on in the piece, but they're also trying to entertain and delight an audience. And I think the piece ultimately is about the power of love and the power of art. And it's been my experience that this piece, wherever it's gone, has played in a very similar and very successful way. The goal with any piece of theater of any kind is that every time you're approaching it, you should experience it as though you're experiencing it for the first time. One of the thoughts behind the original conception of this production in Berlin was that they really wanted to find a way into this production that would give the audiences some kind of experience like the experience of Mozart's original audience. What would it be like if we were experiencing Magic Flute, having never experienced it before? And so from that question, that's where this approach came from. Even though everything in this production is so tightly choreographed, within that, we're still playing a story. We're still telling a story. We're still individuals within this imaginary set of given circumstances, and people are still communicating with each other. It's just that they happen to communicate in a very unusual way, sometimes through sung text, sometimes through movement. And people move in a way that's a little different than what we do in the natural world. But we're still playing a story, and we're still trying to present something as though it's happening for the first time. Just for me personally, just the way that my path has gone from being a musician and a theater person and a musician and a theater person, opera is just this unique kind of artistic expression, unique kind of theater. Our experience as human beings is depicted is so unique because rather than communicating through spoken text, human beings communicate through sung text. And there's something about having that communication be elevated and deepened by music that really makes it pretty extraordinary. A lot of Mozart's ensemble writing is really pretty extraordinary, the way that he's able to weave the different voices together. Some of the quintets have that. There are moments, especially in Pamina's aria in Act 2, that I think he really taps into something pretty extraordinary in terms of the pathos that that character is feeling. Well, other than this production, which I have to say has really been an extraordinary journey, and I've been very fortunate that it really has taken me all over the world putting this together, and has opened up things to experience working and directing in other places. So I don't know if he remembers, but it would have been back in like the 2015 season. We were chatting at Kendall's, and I had said at that time, you know, I hope someday we really have a chance to work together, that, you know, as you're conducting, I'll be able to be directing the piece. And now, 11 years later, here we are. So I really appreciate that opportunity, and this, for a whole variety of reasons, this whole experience feels very full circle.